Hello, fans, and welcome to this week's edition of the Tiger Women's Basketball Report. I'm your host, Ben Rosenbaum, and we're getting to the end of the road here with Towson. Just 2 games left on the schedule. As always, I'm joined by the head coach, Laura Harper. And, Coach, guys seem to be getting hot at the right time. A big win down in North Carolina over Campbell, 63-55 over the best defensive team statistically in the CAA. And just your thoughts on going down to Bowie's Creek and coming back with a win.
Well, first off, it's not an easy place to play, so I just commend our young women for coming and showing up and staying the course. You know, it definitely was a gritty come-from-behind win. And this is the time of the year that you want to have wins like that.
Tigers hit 11 threes in the game against Campbell. That is the most three-pointers Campbell has given up in a single game all year. When your team's firing, and we've talked about it over the length of the season, you have shooters on this team that could really shoot teams out by themselves. But when everyone's able to hit shots and you're hitting that amount of threes, Towson's a hard team to beat.
Yeah, when we're shooting at that level, especially on the road, it definitely makes things challenging, and specifically India Johnson shooting the way that she has been shooting just makes things a lot easier for us as a staff.
India Johnson, 24 points for her. Mason Marchbanks, 12 points. And again, this is kind of a recent oncoming for the Tigers, as Mason just getting healthy over the last couple of weeks and getting to really see what she's capable of. And again, 12 points, it's not India's 24, but how did you expect? I knew you probably expected Mason to make an impact. Did you expect she'd have the impact she's having?
You know, honestly, I knew that she's very capable. I think people forget that, I've recruited this entire team, and she was brought in to be an impact player. So it was just, again, I know I've said it a lot. Unfortunate that she's had the level of injury, but she can really shoot the ball, and she's extremely confident. And when she, is shooting it and playing at that level, and she's defending, it makes things easier for us.
What does it say about Mason, her personally, as, this injury happened last season early on, and for her to fight through it, to just to get to play these final few games of her college career, where I think a lot of other kids around the country might have just said, that's it, I'm done. What does it say about her?
I mean, it says so much about the resilience and who she is as a person and her parents. And I mean, she's always just been here for Towson and wanted to do whatever it took for us to win.
Towson, after the Campbell game, you're now the second-ranked offense behind Charleston in the CAA in terms of points per game. How has this offense evolved over the time? You've had some ups, you've had some downs, and how has it evolved to get back to where the point it is now?
You know, it's funny you say that, because I think for our team to mature, we've shifted to a defensive focus, knowing that we've always been capable to put points on the board. So I think it's more of playing in rhythm, making sure the shot takers and shot makers are in the proper places to be successful. But I think we're just maturing, and the seniors are stepping up.
All right, 2 games left on the slate. Thursday up at Monmouth, and then back at home to close things out on Saturday against Drexel. Monmouth, a tough one against them the last time out on January 16, 56-53. Campbell and Dabula both having great games. How do you limit those two? And they're coming off a tough loss against Hofstra by a point.
You know, I think they had 43 of 55 points the last time that we played them, and there's just so much of what they do. But, I mean, this is a really talented Monmouth team, so I think it's ultimately how do you try to slow those two down and just still have respect for the rest of the players.
How hard is it now, when you played them back in January, to see them again the second time? How much has the team changed between now and then? And I guess the same question for Drexel as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a team-by-team basis. I think if any team has changed the most since then, it's us, the Tigers. So I think we're ready for all of those changes. I think Monmouth has definitely evolved, and they've had highs, and they've, had challenges as of recent as the last game, but they're still a really, really strong team. Same with Drexel. I mean, when you have a systematic team like Drexel, I think they stay very consistent throughout.
And then you look at Drexel, a loss against them in Philly, 68-45. Amaris Baker, obviously averaging close to 20, almost 20 points a game. They're a team that it's been the same for years. It's a different head coach, it doesn't matter. From Denise Dillon to Amy Mallon, they control the pace. They're going to slow it down. They're going to chase loose balls. They're going to fight for loose balls. How do you make the most of your chances when Drexel's a team that really wants to just sit on the basketball and take the air out of it?
Yeah, I mean, Drexel destroyed us in Philly. I think ultimately it's, can we still play our pace and try to control, their easy layups, and they're just easy cuts to the rim, which is what they got at their place.
When you look at some of your recent results, a close win or a tough win over Campbell, and then you've had some close ones as well, both that have broken both ways over the years. How much does that prepare a team for a tournament in tournament time, knowing it's win or go home, and you're going to have those fights? No one's going to be an easy game in the tournament, no matter what they did in the regular season.
Yeah, I think game situations are the best way to prepare yourselves. You can't give that level of pressure and togetherness and cohesion. So we've definitely been battle tested, and I think we've risen to the occasion recently, and it's encouraging that hopefully we've learned a lot from some of the prior losses that we've taken.
You mentioned before you wrap that this team has evolved and you've changed the way you guys have focused on things. And what's the key these last two games now as you come down the stretch, getting ready for the tournament? What are you hoping to solidify before you get to tournament time?
I'm always going to talk about defending and rebounding, and specifically ball screen defense is something that, Monmouth has put challenges on us, and, Drexel with their system of just understanding and being solid within our defense. But we've got to put points on the board, and I think that just comes from the confidence of our offense.
Coach, thanks for joining us. 2 more to go.
2 more.
All right, Tigers hit the road Thursday to take on the Hawks up in New Jersey, and then they will return home on Saturday to take on the Drexel Dragons at 2 o'clock. We hope to see you inside CQ Arena, but if you can't make it out, game will be broadcasted on Monumental as well as Flow Sports. For the head coach, Laura Harper, I'm Ben Rosenbaum. Thanks for joining us, and as always, go Tigers.
Go Tigers.